All right, I'm gonna start the garage floor, at least prep, today. Just gonna real quick show you what I'm gonna be using, supplies and tools. Let's see, this is the actual epoxy. It's the color pewter. And this has a part A and part B in each box where you can, let's see if I can open this up. You mix the two together and it kind of activates the epoxy. This is slip resistant, I guess like a grit. I think this will be a degreaser. And then you got these flakes to put in. All that's in each box. Now I've got 2 boxes right here. That should get me 1 coat. The guy at Sherwin-Williams told me all I would need was 1 coat, but I don't know about that. I put a lot of weight in what they say, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and get another box or 2 boxes and put a 2nd coat at least on this floor because I don't want any mistakes. So anyway, that's that. This is the etching acid. Well, I'm gonna have to acid wash or whatever the floor so it'll take the paint, so to speak. We'll get into that once I get there. And then that's the clear coat that goes on after I've done putting the epoxy down. Got a 3/8 inch nap. Got a long pole for my roller. Now this I'm gonna use to sprinkle the flakes out on the wet epoxy. I think that'll give me a better, more evenly spread those flakes out. I'm gonna have my pump up sprayer to put the acid down. And let's see, everybody knows what a leaf blower looks like. I'm gonna be using a leaf blower just to kind of help dry it off quicker, the water, and blow out any dirt. I'll be using that several times, and I'm sure I'll have other tools involved. I'll do the best I can at making this video. I'm pretty sure Ben's gonna be with me on this job, or I know he is. He's gonna meet me out there. But that's it, I'll see you on the job. And I also forgot to mention that I'll be using this pressure washer. Once I put the acid down, I'll use this to just kind of really knock it on out of there and clean that concrete real good. But you see what I got, 3100 PSI, 2.5 gallon, blah, blah. This is a really good pressure washer, for the size. I don't have one of those big units, but this pressure washer so far has never let me down, so we'll see. Alright, we got the floors wet, got a little degreaser on the floor. Get in here when I get out of the light. Ben's scrubbing that in, just getting the prep done. Now we were not prepared to do this floor, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. They had planned on me doing it, so we're going to. So we got 2 floors, so I'm going to have to go back and get some more epoxy, but not a problem. So we got the floors wet, we're going to keep them wet, then we're going to wet down everything outside. Just in case any acid gets out here, we'll be prepared for it. And then we're going to start putting acid down. We'll touch back in a second. Should start turning green. When y'all done the floors, it turn colors?
I don't know about those turning colors, but normally it just stays.
I'm just going to go square by square as far as those expansion joints. That way I know where I'm at. I can see it as it hits like right in there.
Yeah.
If it's any kind of stain, it seems to be reacting more and more on that. I'm focusing on these spots we put down where the car tracks when we come in. Alright, we got all the acid put down. Ben has come back with the push broom and scrubbed it all in. It's not reacting a whole lot anymore. You can see these bubbles. Actually, it might look a little green over here. You can't see it not looking through the camera, but anyway, it's starting to feel not as slick. This isn't feeling as slick like I was saying, Ben. So that's a good thing. So anyway, sprayed all the acid down, and Ben has come back several times with the push broom and kind of scrubbing around. So we're hoping that we're getting there. The floor's starting to feel rough, where normally when you have water on a slick floor like this, it's very slick. but it's starting to feel like it's got some texture. So anyway, now what we're gonna do is take and wash it back in with the water hose, rinse it all out, and then we'll hook the pressure washer up and go from there. All right, we are done for now. I'm videoing the last little bit over here. Done for now. Acid etched it. Scrub it with a push broom some. Hit it with the torpedo tip or tornado tip, whatever that thing is, with the pressure washer. Ben's hosing it out one last time. Everything's kind of wet right now, but it does feel a little rougher. To be honest, I'm not sure if these pores were already exposed, but they are now at least. And it does feel rough. Where normally a wet floor like this, you slide around. It does feel rougher. So hopefully that's good. But we're gonna let that dry. We're gonna come back tomorrow and caulk it. Caulk all these joints and start cutting it in and painting it. So that's all for today. Let's say we started at about 12:30 and it is 5 minutes after 3 right now, so less than 3 hours. And this is 600 square feet. All right, so here's where we are. This is day 2. We got the concrete etched yesterday, and it feels, to be honest, I would like it to be a little bit rougher, but it is. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's etched good enough. If it didn't, I would not be putting this down. I assure you that. So what we're doing right now, if we got all these edges all the way around caulked, got that done, got the other side over there caulked. Now I've ran out of caulk, so Ben took off to hardware store. We're gonna caulk these center joints. Got to get all that done. And I'm using a faster setting caulk, so we can go ahead and paint over top of it today. Now I'm fixing to start putting this epoxy in. Let me get over here out of the light so you can see it. All right, so this is the hardener. Got a gallon of the hardener. And then this, a quart of epoxy. Now, that stuff should cover, I think, about 300 square feet to 400 square feet. I think I said 400 actually. We've got 600 square feet to cover, plus those 6-inch edges all the way around. So I've got 2 kits for the first coat, and I'm gonna mix all of this and another set right there all together in my 5-gallon bucket. I'm gonna stir it up with this. I'm gonna mix it really good. I think you gotta mix it slow but good, and then I'm gonna let that sweat for about 30 minutes, and then we'll start painting these edges. And while we're painting those edges, we'll get these center lines filled. I'm also gonna take my broom and kind of dry scrub this floor just to make sure we get everything out of here. Then I'll run the leaf blower one more time and just get every little bit of dust out of here. We want to get a good application on this first coat. I'll check back in a little bit. All right, got both gallons and both quarts in there. Just gonna mix them up nice and easy. According to the instructions, you don't want to go nuts. So I'm gonna do that and then go from there. We got the first coat down. The caulk was too wet to paint up against it, so we just went ahead and kind of did everything minus the cut in. We're gonna first thing tomorrow cut everything in, but the first coat went down pretty good so far. We had 600 square feet and 2 kits. Just barely got a thin coat down here. Hopefully tomorrow the paint will go a little further. If not, we'll have to buy a 3rd kit. But tomorrow we're gonna put the last coat down, or second coat, and the flakes. That's all for now. All right, day 3. Fixing to get started putting the second coat on. So far, so good. Can't tell much by this camera, but turned out this stuff feels good. It's hard. Caulk's dried up pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and cut it in I've already run the leaf blower and cleaned all that stuff out. Did all that. This coat, we didn't really get a good coverage on it, but it still looks pretty close for what I did. So Ben's gonna start cutting it in here in a few minutes. I'm gonna cover these expansion joints first and then start going over there. We've got our second batch over here mixed up and letting it harden. Make sure I don't drop the bone in it. Mix that's kind of slow so you don't get a whole lot of air bubbles. Got another 10 minutes, so we're just kind of sitting here waiting. But check back in a little bit. Got to put the flakes in today too. I'm gonna put the flakes on. Up, I got to get my broadcast spreader. I'm gonna put it on a little cedar. So anyway, Ben's sitting on go. All right, we're finishing up today. Ben's putting a coat of clear coat on. Put the second coat on yesterday. Got the flakes down on top of that. And he's gonna put that on and we'll be done. Trying to stay out the sunlight. This one hadn't been clear coated yet, but so far so good, as long as it holds up under car traffic. Check back in a few months and see how it does. Alrighty, that is it. I'll figure out what the costs were for all this. Put that right here at the end before I put up this video. Alright, we're done with that garage floor project. Just to kind of tie everything up, I had right at $650 in material on that job, and it was 16 hours. It took us 16 hours, but that's 4 trips. You know, 4 hours the first day just cleaning the floor and acid etching it. Second day we put a coat of epoxy down. Third day you go back and put another coat of epoxy down in the flakes, and then today was the 4th day we put the clear coat down. As far as things I would do different next time, I would charge more next time. I didn't think that I didn't know, or I should have asked about the other garage floor, the 200 square feet. And by the way, that was a total of 600 square feet. It took 5 of those kits from Sherwin-Williams, and then it took 2 bottles of acid, and really I probably should have used 4 bottles of acid. I did get it etched. I would feel a whole lot better if it were just twice as much and just really etched the crap out of it, but I feel like it's good as far as that goes. So that's one thing I learned. I would have stopped and gone back and got some more acid. And the caulk, I underestimated how much caulk it would take. It took, I can't remember how many bottles of caulk, like 16 tubes of caulk, because we got the perimeter all the way around and the expansion joints that were pretty deep and wide expansion joints. So that took more than I thought to do that. And I would have put the caulk down the first day so that the second day it would have definitely been dry. You know, I used the kind of caulk that says 20 minutes, but with that thick bead, it just wasn't ready for paint yet or epoxy. But other than that, I think everything went well. So 600 square feet, $650 in material, and that's kind of the end of it. I feel good about it. The lady was there. Her husband hadn't seen it yet. He's the one that wanted it, so I feel like they'll like that. And Ben is working out so far so good. Good to have him on board. So leave me a comment, ask me a question, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. But my comments don't ding me like they used to. I used to get a notification. Now I just have to check YouTube to see if I've got any comments. So if I don't get back to you immediately, just kind of bear with me. I'm not getting notifications like I used to. But that's it. Thanks a lot, guys.